Hello, this is Matt on the Moon Lambo channel, and let's talk a little bit about price. I've got a chart analyst who says that the XRP price chart is, quote, bullish as hell, and also states that XRP should be leading the alt season, which from this particular investor's perspective is inevitable. But I've got perspectives from, I don't know, maybe 5 or so chart analysts I'm going to run through with you today. The first piece I'm going to run through, it's on your screen right now. It's titled Ripple's XRP Price Blasts Past 30 Cents, its highest level since September. And it was fascinating. You know, XRP definitely up a good bit today, and Bitcoin more or less flat. So I'm going to show all the specifics here. But before we get going here, if you would please delicately tap that like button, and if you're a fan of Ripple and XRP, well, thanks for stopping by. Go ahead and subscribe to the Moon Lambo channel. Real quick recap here, at least the state of things as I record. Of course, this is crypto, and who knows, 5 minutes later, it could look a lot different. So anyway, the market cap for the entire asset class, $219 billion. You got Bitcoin at 8,127. You've got XRP over 30 cents. Let's go ahead and dig into this first piece here. Titled, actually, let me look at the percent gains here. I did mean to cite that. So let me get the top 10 in here. XRP is definitely the clear winner of the day. You can take a look. So Bitcoin technically up 1.45%. XRP leading out of the top 10 at 6.3%. And the closest second, it might be, is it Litecoin? It's BNB, 5.16%. So it's been a good day for XRP holders here. Anyways, jump into this first piece here. Is XRP ready to go to the moon this time around, or is this recent price spike just a flash in the pan? Let me scroll down further. Here we go. The price of XRP has surged by more than 7% over the last 24 hours, coin status data shows. This allowed the third biggest currency to once again touch the psychologically important mark of 30 cents. Let me show you this too. I did want to cite this. So it's fascinating to me. Take a look at this. If you're not driving, take a look at this. So here's the 24-hour chart for XRP here. It doesn't take a genius to see what's going on here. It's more or less kind of plotting along right here. And then huge spike, and so far, it seems to have maintained it. We'll see where things go. Again, this is crypto, but take a look at Bitcoin over the same time period. This is fascinating. Look at that. Bitcoin flat. In fact, so the highest jump, it was right around here, and it came right after XRP started pumping. So XRP had this huge jump, and it looks to me like Bitcoin followed a little bit, but then it didn't stay there, and it did go back down. So it's basically flat. It went up a little bit, but XRP seems to have led the market. You know, that's what it looks like again here to me. And then there's a subset heading here in this piece, XRP's long-awaited revival. Everyone and their uncle has been bullish on Ripple's XRP as of recently. U.Today has covered countless predictions of top cryptocurrency traders who claim that XRP is going to be the best gaining altcoin of Q4. And this might be one of those times when the majority is right about the next move. And that's what I've been saying for the last several days. It doesn't mean it's going to happen. And to be clear, I don't have a financial background. I'm just your everyday Joe Schmo in the XRP community. I'm an enthusiast. But I have cited that all the tech analysts out there, all the guys that do TA, just all the traders out there, it seems like the vast majority of them hold the same opinion. The vast majority, which is that good things are indeed coming for XRP. Anyway, the piece continues. After all, it was long overdue for XRP to keep rising. In 2018, the third biggest cryptocurrency managed to flip Ethereum a couple of times. However, it didn't live to its holders' expectations in 2019, with Ripple Labs being accused of suppressing its currency's value with continuous sales. And that's all bogus. I don't want to dive into that again. It's a very small fraction of the XRP community that thinks that such claims hold weight. Really, the people that really make those claims about Ripple suppressing the price, it's mostly Bitcoin maximalists. That's who I see it come from. Anyway, and then, of course, traders do not expect XRP to stop there. At this point, 37 cents seems like a rather conservative prediction given that the token's price tends to experience significant gains on the verge of Ripple's annual swell event that is scheduled for November 7th and 8th. Now, mind you, I want to state this too, and a lot of people have brought this up. This is only the third annual swell, not exactly a lot of data points. Look, there was frenzy last year, and that's why I don't know if it's an outlier. Yes, leading up to swell last year, big pump, but I think that's really more so because there was a leaked rumor that XRP was about to go live and that it may in fact be announced. Some people thought it might be announced at swell. Some people thought, oh no, they're never going to announce something like that. It's basically a big banking finance conference. They're not going to be announcing XRP there. But they did. They actually did. I think it was the very first day of swell last year. They announced that the beta version of XRP was now in production mode. And it started that very day, which was fantastic. But in terms of price action, there was the rumor, and then seriously, what happened is, yes, the price went up, but it wasn't the announcement, the formal announcement of XRP that was going to do anything. The rumor that this was going to happen, since it had leaked, the price action was already built into the price of XRP that day, the first day of swell. So I don't know for sure. I don't know if that was an outlier event. We'll see. There's not enough data. We have 2 data points. After the swell, we'll have 3 data points, which really still isn't enough to determine a trend here. So we'll see here. Anyway, so there's a subheading here: XRP decoupling from Bitcoin. I want to talk about this. So here's what they have to say. XRP hadn't seen this level in almost a month after nosediving to 23 cents in sync with Bitcoin. However, unlike the top currency, it has managed to completely recover the pre-crash level. Of course, the XRP army is now saying that their favorite token has decoupled from Bitcoin, but it would be too premature to make such a conclusion at this stage. Well, I don't think that the XRP army or the XRP community is saying that, but they do have one tweet from an XRP community member who, it's XRP_news, who tweeted this out. XRP has decoupled from Bitcoin. The XRP train has left. Are you on board? XRP the standard. So that's one individual's opinion. Now, I encourage diversity of thought, and so I respectfully disagree with XRP_news here. I don't think that XRP has decoupled completely from Bitcoin, but from what I've seen, I've cited this fairly recent on the channel a few times, that XRP is decoupling from Bitcoin, but it's in slow motion. It's on a day-to-day, like every day that passes, you're that much closer. And the reason being, if you think about it, so there are over 1.8 million XRP wallet activations, okay? And so the more people that come in, the more opportunities to have savvy investors that are actually going to figure out that, there's actual use for cryptocurrencies. It's not purely like it was back in 2010, where it's just this ideology of down with banks, down with government. That's who was in the space at the time, right? That's not the case anymore. As people continue to enter, you're getting more, maybe, no disrespect to people that have different ideologies than me, but you're getting more middle of the road people, getting more. I don't even know how I want to word this, but I think you might get the cut of my jib. The people that are jumping in now, because there are only so many anarchists and ideologically people bent on that way. The people that are entering now, they're looking for a sound investment. And so what's going to happen as you see the account activations of XRP increase, new wallets, there's going to be a certain amount of people that are going to hold, and it says my investment thesis is utility matters. It will win the day, and the more time passes, the more people figure that out, which is why I know it's in slow motion, but eventually XRP will decouple from Bitcoin, and you can have a major catalyst. For example, if there's a huge parabolic run, and let's say XRP dethrones Bitcoin, even if momentarily, from number one in market cap. So XRP's number one. That's really going to get the eyeballs of everybody on the planet looking at XRP, and that can change everything too. So there could be a catalyst moment like that, but leading up to that, I just think that it's going to just take a really slow, steady pace for us to continue to decouple. But I've cited also that there have been a couple instances this year, and there appears to be some evidence today that XRP is capable of leading the market, even though most of the time XRP does still follow Bitcoin. So are we decoupled now? I respectfully disagree with XRP_news, and if you disagree with me, that's perfectly fine. I like diversity of thought. And then the piece wraps up stating, if Bitcoin tanks below $8,000, it will almost certainly drag the rest of the market into a bloodbath. Conceptually, I agree with that sentiment. If Bitcoin massively tanks, it's going to hurt every other coin. We're still coupled, all right? And let me jump on to the next analyst here. Take a look at this. This is Patty Stash, who tweeted out, I was just looking at CoinMarketCap and I saw nothing but green with Bitcoin almost stable, indicating alts must be pushing. And sure enough, it is. First resistance, it's cleared in a while, which should continue to push. We might get our first big green candle on the weekly chart. And so the chart that he's got here, this is altcoin market cap / dominance. And he's the guy that I've cited him on the channel a fair bit recently. I agree conceptual is what he thinks, not because I'm a chart analyst, just because just understanding these, look, in terms of is an alt season coming, these coins still exist. There's still massive volumes. People are still trying to figure this stuff out. There's a frenzy around the crypto asset class. So from my perspective, why would this not eventually happen? So here's a chart analyst giving chart technical reasons why that show it seemed to indicate, yeah, that's the path that we seem to be on. And historically, every time we've had Bitcoin at such a high dominance level, indeed there has been an alt season. So if it doesn't happen this time, it'd be the first time. So nothing's guaranteed, and none of this is financial advice, but I'm just sharing with you what I think. Here's another tweet from Patty Stash, who writes, another more zoomed out look at the daily chart for XRP, bullish as all hell. And you can take a look at this. So here's the chart right now. I'm just sharing the sentiment, so I'm not going to describe it to you, but it's on your screen right now if you care to take a look. You can freeze it if you want to, and there is what he was citing. Next tweet. This is also from Patty Stash. He tweets out, so far, XRP doing exactly what I had hoped. Below is the chart from last night showing the pending breakout. I see no reason why XRP won't continue tracking higher. In my opinion, it should also trigger more altcoin action. I'm still eyeing ETH to make its move tick-tock. And so here's the chart that he has associated with that particular tweet and a breakout. And it's just fascinating. He's talking about the concept of XRP leading the altcoin rally. And in terms of, can XRP move the market? You're damn right it can. I mean, look at again what it did today. It's the one that started moving first, and it had the most gains in terms of percent moves out of the top 10. Just there you go. And I think that this type of thing will, I wouldn't be surprised. Let me say it that way. I won't be surprised if indeed Patty Stash is correct and XRP at some point has some big shift and the rest of the market follows, and it's primarily, really, or explicitly just altcoins. Will not be surprised if that happens. Here's another chart analyst. This is Aquaflow XRP. He tweeted out, XRP, the only lines that matter until the breakout. As expected, green line is holding us and pushing us up. As expected, white line is resistance and rejecting us. We're getting closer to the breakout. So here's the point that is stated here. So here's this is what he's talking about here, where I'm circling right here. So if you're driving, don't worry. You don't have to look at it to understand what he's saying. He's just saying that we're getting to a point where the market, the XRP market, it's going to have to go one way or another in a meaningful way. That's basically what he's getting at here. And from his perspective, presumably up. All right. Let's take a look at the next. So here's another chart analyst. This is Crypt Talk. The XRP target reached again perfectly, blah blah blah, I'm a genius, you're welcome. And that made me laugh. Took profits on this top of wave 5 of 1, buying the R/S flip between 28.6 cents and 28.8 of wave 2 to ride the mother of them all, wave 3 and 4. So from his perspective, even though yes, it's been fantastic and he seems to have called that this was going to happen, from his perspective, the best is yet to come, and here's the chart associated with that. All right, next piece here. Bitcoin, this is from Cointelegraph, written by Joeri Kent. Bitcoin price hovers above $8,000 while XRP jumps 5% on the day. Now, this was written a couple hours ago. Maybe it was actually 5% back then, but I've seen it, over 7% today. It just depends on when you're writing this stuff. So hopefully this guy wasn't being disingenuous and rounding down or something like that. Anyway, for most of the day, the world's largest cryptocurrency has been trading within a tight range between $8,000 and $8,100. Bitcoin traded from an intraday low of around $8,010 up to $8,135 before hitting its current trading price of $8,062, showing a subtle gain of around 1% in the past 24 hours. And that's why when I was showing you the past 24 hour on the Bitcoin chart, when it was moving here, but not in a fashion that was nearly as substantial as the degree to which XRP moved in terms of percentage gains. So again, you can see XRP started, and then this is the Bitcoin chart. So it did go up and then kind of teeter-tottered back and forth, and then it seems to have settled back down after deciding it wasn't going to chase XRP any further anyway. Cointelegraph reported today that notorious crypto skeptic Nouriel Roubini had finally conceded to saying that Bitcoin is a partial store of value. However, his comment was swiftly followed by continued criticism. I'm going to talk more about that in a different video. People, they're kind of blowing that comment out of proportion. He's not bullish on Bitcoin all of a sudden. I think that might have been it for this video that I want to... Okay, actually, I did want to read this. So there's a subheading here. It is a green top 20 day. All of the top 20 coins are showing positive gains between 1 to 4% in the past 24 hours, with XRP taking the lead as top performer of the day, as mentioned above. While not in the top 20 tokens by market capitalization, the number 25 crypto coin NEM, XEM, has seen impressive gains of almost 14% over the past 24 hours to trade at 0.041 cents at press time. And, stuff like that's not surprising. In terms of gigantic price swings, if you're talking about a small to mid-cap coin, they're much more risky, of course, substantially more risky than a large-cap coin, and large-cap coins are already very risky. But given that there's less... There are less participants within those trading ecosystems. If you actually hit a winner, the multiplier effect can be more substantial than any large cap coin. That's just a fact of life. But I'm not interested. To me, utility wins the day. That's it. Period. I'm not interested in any coin that is not actually being used and shows no signs of potential adoption. Not interested. That's just me. So, all right, and then last piece here, CoinDesk. Bitcoin price may test 7,750 as selling pressure goes. This is written by Sebastian Sinclair. I'll just read the 3 bullet points at the top, kind of sums it up. Number 1, Bitcoin's bearish daily candle close UTC on October 16th has increased the likelihood of further price drops. 2, the monthly chart has similarities to that of November 2018 when volumes favored a bullish outlook before dropping to new yearly lows. 3, the bulls need to drive prices back above 8,300 quickly or risk conceding full market control to the bears in the short term. So again, I know that we're talking about Bitcoin there, but Bitcoin price does matter to XRP holders right now because, again, XRP absolutely, in my opinion, is quite tethered to the price action of Bitcoin, even though it is breaking away in slow motion. And we're seeing signs. We're seeing instances, there's at least a few, where XRP is capable of leading the market. And prior to 2019, I'm not aware of that ever happening. So to me, it's a substantial development. It's like people are starting to figure things out as more humans enter the ecosystem. In the end, eventually, level heads, smart people will prevail. That's my guess. But that's it for this video. I am not a financial advisor. Do not buy or sell anything because of anything I say or write. That would be a very, very, very bad idea. Until next time, to the moon, Lambo!